Hey everyone. In the past couple videos, we discussed concepts like significant figures and scientific notation, which are fundamental concepts for the rest of the course. In science, we need to obtain the same measurements we dealt with in the past, as well as convert them to other units for convenience. So how do we do that in chemistry? Chemistry, as well as every other science as far as I'm aware, uses what is called the metric system. Here in the United States, we use the imperial system of measurement. Some familiar units you know of in the imperial system are inches, feet, yards, miles, as well as pounds, ounces, quarters, and even Fahrenheit. For some reason, there are only two other countries in the world that use the imperial system besides us, both of which were colonies at some point. The rest of the world uses metric system. The metric system uses units such as meters, kilometers, grams, kilograms, liters, and Celsius. Even though I, as a born and raised American, feel more comfortable using imperial measurements daily, I have to admit that there's a reason metric units are used more. The concept of metric units and how they relate to one another is easier and more understandable. The whole system is based on what are called base units, or the most basic unit of measurement for each dimension. For instance, the basic unit for length is the meter. The basic unit for mass is the gram. The basic unit for time is second. To manipulate the base unit, or make them larger or smaller, we add a prefix. For instance, a meter might be this long, but adding the prefix kilo indicates this length. For the next part of the video, please make sure you have your reference table available. If you don't have one or want a digital copy, a link will be in the description below to take you to a free copy. Just to clarify, make sure you have the 2025 edition of the chemistry reference table. On the fourth and last page, you'll see two tables in the bottom right corner, one labeled selected units and the other labeled selected metric prefixes. These two tables will help you remember your base units and conversion factors respectively. The table labeled selected units has a list of units and the shortened symbol of each of them. The table doesn't, however, show you the purpose of each. Throughout this course, we will learn and understand each of them one by one. The only units I want you to understand for now is the gram, liter, meter, second, and Celsius. The gram is the unit for mass, the liter is the unit for volume, and the meter is the unit for length. Second is the unit for time, and Celsius is the unit for temperature. The other table, labeled selected metric prefixes, has a list of 4 commonly used prefixes and the factor they identify. But how do we use these conversion factors? Notice that kilo is the only conversion factor with a positive exponent. The rest, milli, micro, and nano, have negative exponents. When you convert to one of these prefixes, you divide the measurement by the factor. For instance, if I had a measurement of 10 meters and wanted to convert to kilometers, I would divide 10 by 10 to the power of 3. This is the same as dividing by 1,000 or moving your decimal point to the left by 3 spots. Your measurement in kilometers should be 0.01. Notice that when we converted to a larger measurement, the number got smaller. If I had the same measurement of 10 meters and I wanted to convert to millimeters, you would again divide by its factor, which is now 10 to the power of negative 3. This is the same as dividing by 0.001 or multiplying by 1,000. Therefore, moving your decimal point to the right by 3 spots. Your measurement in millimeters should be 10,000. Notice that when we convert to a smaller measurement, we get a larger number. You would use the same method for the other prefixes in any other unit, whether you have grams, seconds, or the other units we'll learn in the future. Sometimes you'd be tasked with converting back from a prefix to base units, like kilometers to meters. This time, instead of dividing by your factor, you multiply. The same goes for converting from millimeters to meters or any other prefix. In summary, to convert from base units to prefix, divide by the factor. To convert from prefix to base units, multiply by the factor. I know this must seem like a daunting concept, but I'm here to help. I provide 100% free worksheets and answer keys, all in the description below, as well as explainer videos to go along with every worksheet, where I go through every single problem step by step. Make sure to practice and apply yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next video.